So let's move on to a game that I've never played and almost never heard of. Apparently, Super Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission is coming to not only the Switch, but the PC. Tristan, did you get to read this article?
I did.
I did, but I didn't get to see the video, which I feel bad about. I didn't get to see the trailer.
Video, you're not really missing much.
Yeah.
Except for the character that Toyotaro actually designed himself for the game, which was pretty.
All right, so that's pretty cool. But now here's the thing. The reason why I feel weird about this is because hearing that there's a new Dragon Ball game coming to the Switch, that feels amazing for me because I just recently got a Switch. You also recently got a Switch, and I would want to play this game because for me, like again, like so I know that Xenoverse exists, and I know that Fighter Z exists, but
Yeah.
I would want to play those on my PS4. I just like the feel, even though I could probably play them with a Pro controller. Still, I've stuck with them, with Dragon Ball games on Sony consoles for so long. I just feel better buying it for the PS4, right?
Right.
But a game like this just coming to the Switch, my thought was, oh, that would be amazing. What kind of game is this? And then just like you said, not really missing much. Apparently the game, and I'm not saying that it's going to be a bad game.
Yeah, and that's just in my opinion because it looks like it plays off of because there was a whole figures, and I could be wrong about this, but
okay,
it looks like because it shows people battling in a card game first, summoning, Dragon Ball characters,
but
and then
question
goes in the battle grid, and then you see them actually fighting.
Right, but the most important thing. Are
Yeah.
any of these characters who are fighting with these card games, are they on motorcycles?
I knew you were going to do that.
But are they? Because if they're not, I'm not going to buy this game.
No, they're not.
Oh, well, I'm not going to buy this game. All right.
Yeah, so they talked about a lot of different Japanese arcade games that had this.
So that's where this kind of originated from.
Right.
So
but it also made me think of how Xenoverse 2 had a figures game that you could do.
Okay.
It was basically like a capsule machine, and you got different Dragon Ball fighter characters, and it was like a mini game that you could play, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like a bigger, maybe not just a mini game, but like a separate game that you could play.
Okay. So,
and it just struck me so odd.
Yeah, here's my issue.
Dragon Ball. But there's even still a Dragon Ball trading card game here too. Yeah.
So my issue is this. I think that it's twofold. One, it's just something that this reminds me of Super Dragon Ball Z, where I'm sure in an arcade I would love to play Super Dragon Ball Z with you, and we can get in an arcade, we can fight each other, and we'd have a blast. But playing this card game from the comfort of my own home while paying $40 to $60 to be able to have that experience, I'd rather it be a free mobile game of some type. And that's not to say that this is going to be a terrible game. It's just that I would rather this be sometimes the Switch, sometimes it gets third-party stuff, of course. Sometimes it gets, obviously, first-party stuff, but, from Nintendo. But also it does end up getting these games that I sometimes look at them and I'm like, are you not best as mobile games? Or because kids are also the audience, certain games are like very kid friendly. Like there's some tokusatsu games that are coming out in Japan, or may have already been out as we're recording this, one regarding the newest Sentai and one regarding the newest Ultraman, and both of them are such kid friendly mini game type games, but they're selling them for $60, and I'm like,
oof.
Yeah, I'm like, even if there was a story that I couldn't understand because they're Japanese, I'd rather have that. Now, something I do want to buy for the Switch, Climax Scramble, which is a Kamen Rider fighting game, I would buy that for the Switch.
Right.
Now, granted, I don't think it's in English the same way that the PS4 version is, because I told you there's actually English subtitles, even though it was released in Japan and China, there's still English subtitles. So I would buy that on the PS4, and if there's one for the Switch in English, I would buy that as well. Right. There's one on the Switch, but again, not sure if it's in English. So
you know what else you should get for the Switch that's coming out very shortly?
Oh, god damn it, fucking Travis touchdown. So
Travis strikes again.
Yeah, I know. I knew he was going to say No More Heroes the second he said coming out soon. I was like, what is he talking about? Anyway, but when it comes to this game, like, even, like, is this a game you would pay even $30 for?
I mean, me personally, no, because
Yeah.
I don't know enough about what's going on.
Oh.
I already feel
Yeah.
weird about because it seems like it plays into Xenoverses.
Oh, I think it plays more. I thought it was a spin-off or related to that anime that came out in Japan,
Yeah,
remember?
it has elements of that too. So I'm
Yes.
actually really confused as to what this is like a continuation of.
Yes, I thought it was. I thought
Series it's
yeah.
from.
No, I thought it was playing off of that Tristan, so let me just check because I'm pretty sure this is playing off of that anime. If it's not, then all right, but I'm pretty sure that it is. Um, Either way, so
Because it seems
yeah,
like it's tying into all three of those. And
yes,
it's for like because obviously the American audience hasn't gotten to play, the Japanese arcade games. So like I don't know if they threw in a connection to Xenoverse for the American audience or
no, I think that's how they tied in other universes. Because
right
okay, so
because
like yeah,
yeah, talk about the Time Patrol.
yes, no, because I don't know if you know this, Tristan. In that those anime shorts, because again, those haven't been released. That's another issue too. Those shorts haven't been released in the U.S. in any way. Maybe they'll be in this game in English, but
Maybe
they haven't been released in the U.S. legally in any way. But in the shorts, they actually, and this is only canon to this game, so it's not like it's official canon. But in the shorts, they had Goku God, like this version of Goku you see on the cover,
right.
and he was fighting a brand new villain who you can just Google the name of the game and you'll see the villain online. He looks weird. But here's the funny thing, Tristan.
Yeah.
Then, I don't know if it's due to time patrol shenanigans or not, this Goku, who can become a god, teams up with Goku from GT in his Super Saiyan 4 form.
Right.
So I think they're just trying to tie that all in together just for this game, just for the sake of it, and of
Yeah.
course giving Toyotaro his own character since he's doing Super now.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know, man. Like I think for me, look, I'm not gonna say that this game shouldn't exist because that's very pigheaded. Like, of course, if
Yeah.
people love this, I'm super happy that they would get to enjoy this.
Yeah.
However, it's just not for me. And I just think that the story would be, that's another thing too, I think that's sad. The story would be for me. And it would be very interesting to get into this lore. But when it comes to the gameplay, I'm like, I'd rather play that for free on a mobile phone. And that's not dissing it. I would just rather play it for free. Instead of, and maybe put money into cards if I want to, rather than just buying this game. And then also, I mean, I'd have to look more into it to see how like multiplayer works and stuff like that. Also, another thing too is if this game was like on the 3DS or on the DS, I'd understand it. But the Switch, because there's console output, I try to get games that I feel more are a TV output rather to it like it's a console. I'd rather have more games that I could just feel like can do both rather than one that's just a mobile experience.
Right.
So if I could find this game for $20, I think I would potentially want to pull the trigger to see what it's about. But if this game, like it's coming out brand new, it's like 40 to 60, I'm not interested.
Right.
That's what I'll say. Now, what's your take on it? Because you said you didn't know what's going on, but like now that you know a little bit more, do you feel any better, or do you still feel like it's not your thing?
For me, it's more of I don't even know really what the gameplay is going to be like.
Right.
Like, is
The
it a card?
trailer.
Is it a fighter? Is
No,
it
I told you. I've been telling you it's card based. The trailer didn't make that apparent. It's card based.
okay?
Yeah. No, I'm wondering if the trailer didn't make it apparent because I mentioned I haven't seen it.
I well because they show card battles, but then they
Hmm.
also go into the characters fighting each other. So I
Oh,
didn't
I
know
think it's just one of those. Oh,
or
yeah, no, no, no. I think it's both. Like, I think they're doing, even though again I haven't seen it, but I think they're doing what they usually do. Like, data card battles also do this in Japan in arcades, and also even I mean think about those NES games that we played, where like we're choosing cards, but we see them fighting up above.
yeah,
I
right.
think that's just what they're doing, but for a 3D audience.
Yeah, to say like not to say that Dragon Ball games haven't branched out and done some different things here and there.
Yeah.
I'm not really interested in what it's presenting right now.
Yes.
Um,
Same. Yeah.
I'm still trying to get onto the Fighter Z bandwagon,
Yeah,
which
you
I
got to
know
buy
I'm
that
late
game.
to, but I'm
Yeah, I
finally
know.
getting a copy. So
Oh, you're actually getting it
yeah,
for the Switch or for the PS4?
the PS4.
Okay, cool. So then I'll have to
Like,
get it as well. I'm gonna have to fight each
yeah,
other.
I'm happy that something like this is coming out for the Switch. I
Yeah,
hope people who want to play it will enjoy it.
because I will say it would suck if this makes like it would be actually really frustrating if this makes maybe Bandai Namco Entertainment think well I guess that means that these games aren't popular on the Switch, and by these games they think Dragon Ball games, not
Right.
just this particular franchise or this
Yeah.
spin-off. Because like if they sit there and they're like, oh, maybe this spin-off isn't popular if it doesn't sell well, okay, fair. But if they're like, oh, maybe we only stick to just Fighter Z or anything like Fighter Z, it's like, no, I would love to see more Dragon Ball games on the Switch and more adventurous ones. They don't all have to be fighting games. I
Right.
just don't. Again, personally, I'm just not gonna buy this, and that's that. So I want to hear what you guys think down below. If you like this game, does this seem interesting to you guys, or are you guys kind of with us? You're like, oh, it's not terrible. It's just not your thing. So either way, we'd love to hear what you guys have to say down below.